Hi, my name is William Ulrich, and today I'm going to be showing you my Virtual Flashcard Machine, which is a Java application that in some ways is a virtual way of representing a traditional flashcard. In the past, students have always sort of used flashcards as a way of studying, often with definitions for language courses or for law, medicine. Traditionally, what a flashcard is, you'd have a word on the front of a flashcard. On the back, you'd have a definition, and you can go through multiple sets of flashcards and sort of test whether or not you know the definition of a word and pile them up and see what you have right. The problem with this is often if you pick up flashcards, let's say a year later, you're not going to remember which ones you got right, which ones you got wrong, how you organize your flashcards. So the advantage of this program is that hopefully it'll be able to save your results, and will also be able to you won't ever lose a flashcard except if a file corrupts, but hopefully that doesn't happen. So anyway, let's get into it. So here I've opened the application. The user interface isn't very pretty yet, but you can see generally we have the preset cards, create your cards, and your cards. Right now I've really only worked on the preset cards, and you can see when we go into preset cards, the window changes, and now we have two new options. We have bills, econs, card terms. Bill is me, and some official IB terms being the IB. This is actually my IB computer science project. I figured I'd show it to you. So let's go to Finder, and here we can see this is the data for the project itself. And when we go into data, we can see we have 4 files here. So what we have is these two buttons correspond to the 2 CSVs in here, economic terms.csv and a few IB econ words.csv. And so what we go from here is if we clicked on some official IB econ cards, what happens is the application will go ahead and it'll read the CSV file, a few IB econ words.csv, and it'll read all the lines and all the text, and it'll see absolute advantage and the definition for that word, and it'll go through and do all that. And it'll create the cards, and then it'll open up this, and it'll create a sort of a view or display of these cards. So we can go ahead and do is you can see absolute advantage. If we flip the card as you would traditionally, you'd have the definition on the back of the card, of course. And so the definition corresponds to the word as it should, and you can go ahead and select whether you're correct or incorrect. For the sake of the program, I'm going to go ahead and say the first 4 are correct, and the second 4 are going to be incorrect. That way you can see that the program works. So at the end of this, we'll get that we'll get a list of results, and you'll see the first 4 are indeed correct, and then the second set of 4 are incorrect, as we sort of filled out. Because as we go ahead and say incorrect or correct or incorrect, the file automatically sort of assigns a Boolean or a true or false data for each card to be true or false. That way it's stored in the application whether or not I've gotten the card correct or incorrect. So now we have 2 options in the results page. We can either retry the whole test, or we can just test the incorrect cards. So we're going to go ahead and test the incorrect cards, and you can see we have the 4 last cards, which means that we are in fact just testing the cards we got incorrect on the previous test. So if we go through and say correct, incorrect, correct, incorrect, again we get more test results. You can go ahead and just retry the whole thing if you feel like you sort of failed yourself. And again, you are testing just those last 4 because that's what you were testing on the last test, and that's sort of how it goes. So that's really where the application is now. There is some framework set up for me to start a save feature. What I'm probably going to have to do is I'm probably going to have to save everything to CSVs and save that to the hard drive of the computer. But other than that, that's sort of basically where the program is. I also, you can see when we open up the program itself, we have these 3 options. So I really want to work on the create cards function, which would allow the user to create their own cards and therefore test their own material and continue their usage of the program. So the program wouldn't be limited to just some econ cards that I upload when I initially make the program. So that way the program will be much more versatile. Other than that, I appreciate you taking your time to listen to me talk about my application. I look forward to sort of finishing off, and I hope you enjoyed listening. Thank you.